Hello viewers, welcome to TJ Agona. So the Christian name, do everything in love. That comes to you every Sunday and Wednesday from 4 to 8. And you can follow us also on Twitter, on Facebook, and also on YouTube, as well as on TikTok. And I am your host, Abu Bakar Willie. Today, we are very excited to host our guest for today. That is none other than Engineer Richard, who is the CEO for Bala Technology Corporate Company Limited. Mr. Richard, you're most welcome to TJ Agona.
Thank you so much, Mr. Welcome to host me in this wonderful show.
Yes. So today we are glad and we're going to discuss something very, very important. That is the activities of youth and what can motivate youth to become more powerful in the church activities and also in the spiritual growth. So, Mr. Richard, what are those, church activities that motivate and also inspire youth to really grow in faith?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Bakar. I'm really so glad for being here at this wonderful show today. With this theme, say, do it with love.
Yes.
Actually, with love, everything will go smooth. That's why Jesus Christ even summarized that the 10 commandments are based in love. So when you see love, it's actually a pillar of everything in our society today. You know, our society is messing out today is because there is no love made of us. So do it with love. I really appreciate that. And the next theme said, what kind of youth group activities that is in our church today or in our Christian life, that in order that can make or to motivate our young people. When you see in some other points or other sometime in the church, it's really getting hard for youth to adapt to what other fellow youth adapting. Because when you see as a Christians, you come to the church. Actually, something that inspired you to come to the church, right? In a generation today, you see the generation of technology and all this. Youth runs away from the church is because nothing that motivates them. But there is a lot of activities that we who are in the church has to make them in order that this youth should see and they get motivated off. One I should start is about the faith. When we see what is faith itself, according to the book of Hebrews chapter 11, verse 1, talk about that faith without action is nothing. So, even if you have faith but no actions, it's dead. When we see us in the church, we youth who are in the church, we need to have this faith and we need to have an action for that faith. So once we have these actions, then it will motivate our fellow brethren who are outside in order that they can be able to follow Jesus Christ. So one thing that we need to do is we need to have a way of how to coexist with our friends, with our brethren who are outside of church. The way of coexisting is by having some sessions that they can be able to come and all can pay their attentions. Sessions like maybe football. You see, football is one of the things that most youth see today, one of very important things. As we are talking, even the other youth, they are somewhere playing football, other even watching football. Like today, maybe Real Madrid is playing against Barcelona, they are running to the hall. So when we have something to catch the attention of these young people, they will definitely see that there is love, there is something that is present that they can able to come. So football is one of the key factors that when we arrange in the church and we say this choir play with this choir, this church play with this branch of this church, you will see youth there coming up and with that one. Not only being the football, to go and say, we are going for Sunday choir or Sabbath choir, they will be there praying and all these. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. That has been the CEO for Bala Technology Company Limited, Mr. Engineer Richard. Thank you. You know, as you give me those highlights, and you see these days, the church is full of youth, and they are not very active. Does it mean the churches don't have any activities that involve youth to do?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Abubakar. You know, it is stated like in this generation today, when we see, more especially in Africa,
yes,
the number of the youth who are in the church, it is more than the youth who are even not, like in other places. There are many, they come to the church.
Yes.
But because there's no other activities that can bring them in the church, that to keep them busy in the church,
yes,
you will see they will come to the church maybe on Saturday or on Sunday, just after the worship, they just go, they take off and go.
Oh.
But when we have activities like Bible study, Bible quiz, and all those things, they can catch their attention.
Yes.
By the way, I've even been one of the youth who doesn't like even going to church. But how I get motivated is because when we go to the church, sometimes, I converted to be a Christian.
Yes.
By the way, I had a background of being a Islam. But when I was converted to Christianity, it's through friends. Okay, that friend is sure that you, Richard, you know, there's something good there. Let's go.
Yes.
You know. Then we went over and we see there is a lot of good music playing on, a lot of activities. Those activities need some creativities. You need to talk, you need to have this and all these ones. So I get this way at the point of learning. Okay? I start learning some other things.
Yes.
You know, unless a person who doesn't want to learn, but if you're a human being and you are living, you're supposed to learn everything, almost everything.
Yes.
So I started getting this thing. And I started being involved in other things, you know, it started keeping me in the church.
Yes.
It started keeping me coming to the church almost every day. So you see,
because there is something.
Exactly. Yes. There is something there that need me to be. I read a book, and in that book, there is a gentleman. He always come to church and he sit behind. Okay. After he sit behind, and nobody's paying attention to him. Almost every time he comes to the church, he sits and he goes, he sits and goes. So one day, there is a person from the church, gave him a responsibility. You know the responsibility that he was been given?
Yes.
Is to ring a bell, to change it, whatever it is. And say,
like a timekeeper.
yes, to be a timekeeper in the church. So, just through that one, as I'm talking, this guy, he wrote a book, said this is how he stepped to the fourth.
Wow.
Have you seen how he was just being motivated?
Yes.
By giving him a responsibility. One thing that is getting us challenged today in the church is because our elders, our pastors, our big people in the church, they are not taking responsibility to young ones.
Yeah.
They are holding the responsibility. I wish this responsibility is given to our young people. They can do more. Because those guys are still energetic, right? They are very energetic. So with the energy they have, they can do more to their God. But now when you elders and church pastors, you think you own the church. Like this, the church of God cannot grow.
And the youth will be.
There is no even love. It means even there is no love. There is no love in the church.
Yes.
But when there is a freedom, you give things to the whatever. You know, generation comes with its different challenges.
Sure.
You see, today, the thoughts that people have with this technology and all this, in the church, it's quite far than 90s technology.
Yes.
You see?
Yes.
In 90s technology, youth don't have even smartphones. And they don't even come with smartphones.
And there is no program like this.
Yeah, no even thing like this. You can watch it from far.
Yes.
But now, with this technology, with this era of technology, we need to leave these young people to start. And you, the elders, you need to motivate and model these young people. It is us to model them.
Yes. Yes.
We who are in the church with number of years, we are the one who is to model them so that they will get motivated and grow in the faith.
Thank you so much, dear viewer from wherever you are viewing from. Back in the studio is Mr. Abubakar, MC Abubakar Willie. And you can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, as well as TikTok and also YouTube. And today we have our guest, that is none other than Engineer Richard Bala, who is also the CEO for Bala Technology, a company. Yes, you talk about the involvement of youth in the church and the program that that's supposed to be run by youth. And when they get there, they get motivated. Now, basically, you are the CEO for Bala Technique. So, how do you help the church with this kind of company?
Thank you so much. When it comes to technology, really there is a lot of things that need to be done in technology. Recently, I was watching some documentary by Christian Link from South Africa. It's actually a TV from South Africa. Then they were asking how comes that they're catching the attention of youth, of people outside, and they come to church, because we're in the age of technology. You see, this guy was saying the most best way that we can able to catch the attentions of most youth and motivate them for the Christian growth is, we don't want to have these old ways of doing maybe camp meeting. Okay? Previously, when we say there is a crusade, you see people even can go and organize that in a very big number, things like effort. They organize efforts for preaching for 14 days and all this one. Imagine how much money are you going to invest and make for that one? It's a lot of money, right? When you compare that money and have it transit to technology, it will be more easy. That guy starts saying, what they do is, they create the contents, okay? And they put these contents, they have a memorandum of understanding with Google or YouTube. So they will put it to the end of the YouTube, even in Facebook.